Hi, everyone, and welcome to StudioJake. I, of course, am your host, Jacob Airy. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that today I'll earn your subscription. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers this year, so I really would appreciate every subscription that you throw my way. Give this video a like, share it out to everyone, because I'm talking about something that's kind of near and dear to a fandom that I love, and that is Star Wars. I love um, Star Wars. It's been a huge part of my childhood and as well as my adult fandom. I love the original Star Wars movies. I think they're the best. I love the prequels, and it's sad that's controversial to say even among Star Wars fans. And I like some of the stuff that Disney has done, but I despise the sequels. I despise Solo. I thought Obi-Wan was a terrible reconstruction of the character, and the fact is, it's a shame because Disney has lost so much goodwill with the fans that a good Star Wars show like The Mandalorian or Andor is being affected by this. And the same can be said of the whole Cara Dune situation. So, Cara Dune was a character created by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni for The Mandalorian, and she was portrayed by Gina Carano, actress and former MMA fighter and champion, and she nailed the role. And it's really funny to watch Disney shills now kind of say, "Oh, we always thought her character was boring." No, you didn't. She's a really incredibly strong, powerful character who was supposed to get her own spin-off show, but unfortunately the corporate overlords at Lucasfilm, which is of course owned by Disney, they ruined it because Gina Carano shared an Instagram post about someone who reminded everyone how the things happened with the Holocaust. It didn't start with just the soldiers and jackboots coming in to take away the Jewish people. It started with propaganda and turning neighbor against neighbor, and people took that to mean she was comparing certain political groups to the Jewish victims of World War II, and that was absolutely a lie. It was propagated by the corporate press, who hates a woman who thinks outside of that third wave commie feminism. And it's just the truth. And here we have another big announcement. So one of the executive producers of The Mandalorian, he answered some questions about the upcoming season 3 of The Mandalorian, and he addressed Cara Dune's absence. And he basically said that she's still part of the galaxy out there, but this season is going to focus another on another portion of the story. So it's absolutely ridiculous, and it's a shame that Lucasfilm and Disney decided to cave to these whiny, social justice warriors, those woke SJWs who probably have never seen Star Wars, don't care about Star Wars. They just read the Marvel comics or saw the Disney films and thought that, oh, this is what Star Wars is all about. But no, they ginned up a hate mob against a, strong, independent woman, which is supposed to be what they're for, allegedly. And what really angered me about this article, that it appeared in Deadline, which is a total Disney shill website, and they lied about what Gina Carano said and did and why she was fired. I mean, it's right here. I'm going to not read this whole article, and I'm not going to say who wrote it because I don't want anyone to attack him. It's not about that. With season 3 of The Mandalorian dropping this Wednesday, and our hero Din Djarin, sorry, I'm reading from my phone because I don't have all the fancy switchers and stuff that a lot of other YouTubers have. And our hero Din Djarin, Pedro Pascal, headed to the Mandalorian home planet of Mandalore with dark saber in hand. That's a spelling error. It's the dark saber. How will the show deal with the departure of Gina Carano's fave bounty hunter character Cara Dune? Now here's where the lie kicks in. In the wake of making controversial statements about Jews, Nazi Germany, and the nation's divided political climate back in February 21, Carano was essentially dismissed from The Mandalorian. Lucasfilm released a statement at the time saying, Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm, and there are no plans for her to be in the future. Nevertheless, her social media denigration her social media posts denigrating people based on their culture and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. So even Disney lied. Um, and then he goes on to say the actress was promptly fired by her agency UTA at the time, with Hasbro halting the manufacture of Cara Dune action figures. So then he tells another lie later on that that fire Gina Carano was trending on Twitter. That's actually okay. That's kind of partially true. The social media shills did manage to get fire Gina Carano trending, with their social media bot accounts. I'm sure Disney called all their shield websites and say, hey, have all your bots tweet this out. But in actuality, I stand with Gina Carano, or we stand with Gina Carano. That actually got trending. It was overwhelming fan support. And it just is shocking to me that anyone still believes the corporate press these days, the sort of mainstream media, which now they're really not. Technically, not my channel because I'm smaller, but YouTubers like me, they're the mainstream now, which is something to be said. I'm glad to see the corporate press fall apart like this, where they're floundering, where they're telling lies about someone. She made no such remarks about what happened in World War II. She didn't disparage anyone, and the fact that Deadline felt the need to regurgitate that is absolutely preposterous. Now, to be fair, this Deadline article did mention some of her comments defending herself, which so good for them. But you could just tell with how it was written, the verbiage that they used. Saying that she made disparaging remarks with no pushback and whatnot is absolutely preposterous. It's a total lie. Well, all this to say that I stand with Gina Carano, and I hope that she does return to The Mandalorian. It's so sad, too, because Disney had lost so much goodwill with the fans with the Disney sequels, as well as with Solo, and then we see this thing happened with Gina Carano, and it just blew it all away. And I really think that affected how people perceived the Book of Boba Fett, which Book of Boba Fett to me was just mediocre. Like, I think some of the bad stuff about it was a little exaggerated, but it was mediocre. But, I wasn't excited about it. Same with The Bad Batch. I haven't watched it. Really the only thing Star Wars I'm excited for is Mandalorian Season 3, and I'm excited for Star Wars Vision Season 2. But that's it. I should be excited about every title. You can tell I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I've got the shirt, right? I've got the thing in the background. I own the movies. It's I read the Timothy Zahn books. I'm not saying that to show you my bona fides as a fan, but just to see where it's at this state where Star Wars Visions, which isn't even being made by Lucasfilm, I'm more excited about that than any other Star Wars project. That ought to tell you something. That ought to tell you the state that the fandom is in, that the state of Star Wars is in. It has been nothing but a disaster for the past couple of years. And, I don't see it getting any better at this point. What happened to Gina Carano, where a social media hate mob just descended on her for a very eloquent Instagram post that she shared. She didn't even make the post. She shared it from another account. And then they wanted her to do, some sort of training, some sensitivity training. What a bunch of bull malarkey. That's called censorship, and it shouldn't have any place, especially in the Star Wars universe. Hopefully the rumors of Lucasfilm going through a change are true, and we'll see what happens, but I doubt it. But I do hope that, in season 3 of The Mandalorian, we will see Gina Carano return. Now, Disney works exclusively with the Screen Actors Guild, and my understanding was Carano let her membership with SAG lapse, which I don't blame her. SAG is just basically a giant union with Hollywood shills. It's not totally unnecessary, and Disney works exclusively with them because why not? So I hope that she does return, though. I think that would win back some of the goodwill that Lucasfilm lost, that Favreau and Filoni were trying to build with the fans. But I just don't see it in the cards. It seems like there's been a lot of caving from Favreau and Filoni lately. I hope that's not a trend. I hope it's more like they're trying to make compromises so they can get their stuff out of there. But whatever the case may be, don't believe the lies of the mainstream media that they say about people, that they say about actresses with actually some snap, like Gina Carano. And no matter what, I will stand by Gina Carano, and I hope that her continued film career through other avenues continues to be successful, and that we'll see her in other future projects. So welcome to the rebellion. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up, that you'll leave me a comment and tell me what you think, that you'll share it out with your friends, and of course, consider subscribing to Studio Jake. I cover all kinds of nerd and pop culture topics, including film, television, anime, comic books, and so much more. I hope that you'll also head over to my main website, StudioJakeMedia.com, where I have even more news, views, and commentary. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, head over to my locals page. That's studiojakemedia.locals.com. It's the best way to support me. I'm trying to build a little community there. I have exclusive reviews and articles, so definitely head over there and check it out. And I'll see you next time, right here on Studio Jake.